So after this past weekend, ripping it at the SCCA, on the way home it was still running really funny. So we replaced the map sensor, or not the map sensor, the crank position sensor and the cam position sensor, thinking that that was the only problem that we could have had left. So we changed those out and we just took it for a drive today, and that is not the problem. It's still running just as crotch as it was over the weekend. So I put the thermometer thing on all the header tubes, and we had one that was running really hot, so we think we might have burnt a valve. So we're gonna start doing a compression check and see where that sits, and if that goes bad or good or however way it goes, we're gonna take the head off and see if we burnt a valve. So let's dig into it. I'm on the rocks, guys. So we just got the plugs out. This is the driver's side. They all don't look too bad. This one's the darkest out of them all, but they don't look too bad. None of them look burnt. Going to the passenger side. Cylinder 1, 2, 3, and 4 don't look bad, but this cylinder was the one that was this one was 100 degrees hotter than the rest. So this is our messed up one. So next to the compression check. So I totally skipped over the compression check, and everything came back perfect on that. Everything was 150 and 160, so it's pretty good for a 180,000 mile LS motor. So now we're going to be taking apart the heads and see what's wrong with it. So we just got the intake manifold taken off. We unplugged everything, unhooked it, plugged all our holes, and took the hood off so we can actually work on this thing. And now we're gonna get ready to take the, what's next? Taking off
the rockers.
All the rocker arms, and then take that off and see what damages.
Yeah, looks fine.
Nice. That is a plus. So this is the cylinder that was giving us problems, or the one that was really hot, but it doesn't look bad.
Yeah, but it's so hard to see. It could be the guide hanging it up when it gets at a certain temperature.
It could be all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, sorts of stuff, alright.
So, it doesn't look bad from that angle. Rolling.
Alright, so we got it back running. We're all good. We had a little burnt valve. And, it's like number 6?
Yeah.
And it was very small. Very, very small. Everything else looked good. Had another valve laying around. So I left that in there. The head seat looked fine. Checked it all over. So it's good to go. And then we thought we were all good. We fired it up and it was starting to run like crap again. And because we changed the coils, we changed the cam sensor, we changed the crank sensor, we plugged wires. Well, something in the parameter of settings that we have in the ECM, I think it was reading different numbers. So it was running like complete crap. So I was like, what the hell's going on? And so basically I just had to recalibrate everything, reflash it, basically start all over. And we got it the same tune that we had in it before. I think it had to relearn the different sensors. It didn't like us changing it and not resetting the parameters basically. So now we're all good. We also got some wire issues with spark plug wires. So if you see here in the video, we got a We got old faithful AutoZone Scrappy on here, and it's working just fine. This header, this number 1 header right here is extremely close to the spark plug wire. The other ones have a little air gap around them, but this one doesn't. And number 5 over here is also extremely close to the header. Everything else got nice air gap around it. So I'm gonna have to find some wires with both 45s like this. So if I had 45s coming out from the bottom, we would never have this issue. It would just come right out. So we got to find something that's better than this, because this, we tried the heat socks, but it goes right through the heat sock. I mean, look what we're having. We're blowing these MSDs right to pieces. You know, we're running these socks, and it's blowing. I don't know if you can see that, but it's all blown apart inside.
Yeah, you see the hole inside the.
It's just blowing it to pieces, and then it's, you know, it starts to freak out on the side. That's probably what took out the coils, or one of them. So just been running into a few little things that I've never had with this engine and this setup before. I had different headers when this motor was in the Jeep. I had ceramic coated headers from, they were hooker headers, and they were extremely cool. That's probably something that maybe down the road I might take these headers off and get them coated, because I don't really care for header wrap. I always think it looks like crap. But we're trying to keep the heat away from the steering quickener. But I think if we ceramic coat these headers and maybe just wrap this side, we'll probably wrap it also just to keep the heat out of this engine compartment. Because once we put a supercharger right here, you know, you're just making the compartment even smaller, makes it hotter. We're going to be running into the same issue. So I think down the road, probably next year, I'll probably take those off, ceramic coat those headers. It's a huge benefit. I had it on the other motor, and it was worth every penny. They ran a lot cooler than these. These are extremely hot. Great header, you know, great quality work. But just the heat is just killing it. That's all we got. So we should be rolling.
Should be rolling. Let's get over to Portland.